My babysitting boss called me a kidnapper for protecting her abandoned daughter. When I confronted her, she rolled her eyes and said, "If you ever contact my children again, I'll sue you." I stayed silent. That was 1 month ago. Today, her daughter showed the whole school what really happened behind closed doors. I was only 15 when this wealthy couple hired me to watch their 3 kids, ages 4, 6, and 9. Right away, I knew something was off. The youngest was in a wheelchair. The middle child had serious medical issues that required constant monitoring. And the oldest? She'd basically become a third parent at just 9 years old. What made babysitting for them even worse is that I was never notified of when I'd have to babysit. The parents would call me up at random hours, tell me they were going out and had left $50 on the counter for pizza, and by the time I'd show up, they'd be gone. Now I know what you're thinking. Just say no. But that wasn't an option. My family was poor, barely getting by. We relied on my babysitting money, and the parents of the kids knew this and exploited it fully. I worked long hours, sometimes even full weekends, but still it was manageable, until the day I asked the Richardsons for one favor. Just one. My mom had just undergone gallbladder surgery, and I was acting as her primary caretaker. I asked the Richardson if they could put me on a schedule for babysitting and avoid giving me spontaneous babysitting duties just for the next 2 months while I helped mom with her recovery. The mother's face went cold as marble when I asked. She exchanged a look with her husband before responding in that sugar-sweet, fake, nice tone. "We specifically hired you for flexibility, dear, but I suppose just for 2 months we can make an exception. We'll send you a schedule starting tomorrow." I thanked them over and over, and for the first 3 or so weeks, they stuck to their word. There was no spontaneity. Until 32 days after my mom's surgery, I got a text from the mom. "Hey, we figure it's been enough time. Your mom should be all good by now. Me and Jeff are leaving for a 4-day spa retreat in a few hours. Money for food is on the fireplace. Thank you." I was in disbelief. I called them immediately, but my call went to voicemail. I asked my mom what I should do, and she told me to go. She said we needed the money, and so I raced over, and by the time I got there, the house was already empty, with no one but the 4 kids who'd grown used to being abandoned. I remember feeling incredible rage, and day 2 of this 4-day trip made me even angrier. Emily, the girl with health complications, started having some sort of reaction during lunch, and her breathing became ragged gasps. I called Megan, the mom, in absolute panic as Emily's skin turned red and blotchy, but through the spa music in the background, I heard her annoyed sigh. "God, why are you bothering me on my holiday? Just ask Layla. She handles this all the time." My hands shook, but I called the 9-year-old Layla, and she calmly retrieved the medicine needed. She administered it, then monitored Emily's breathing while checking her pulse against her Tinkerbell watch. As Emily's airways opened, Layla explained she'd been doing this since she was 6. I hit record on my phone for the first time that day. The breaking point came 3 weeks later. Jason, the 4-year-old in the wheelchair, had tried to transfer himself to the bathtub while I was helping Emily with her medications. He fell. The crash echoed through the house. Red poured from his head as he lay crumpled on the bathroom floor, barely conscious. I called Megan and caught her during another wine tasting. I could hear her drunk laugh before she answered. When I explained Jason was bleeding and might have a concussion, she actually groaned. "Oh my God, not now. Layla knows what to do. She's handled worse." I called Layla again and watched in horror as she appeared with an actual medical suture kit she'd kept in her closet for emergencies. She assessed Jason's wound like she'd done it 100 times, then began cleaning it while humming Jason's favorite song to keep him conscious. For 2 hours, this 9-year-old child administered local anesthetic and placed 15 perfect stitches while checking his pupils for signs of concussion. When they finally returned home 2 more days later, they barely glanced at Jason's injury. Megan posted vacation photos tagged blessed and self-care while handing me my regular babysitting rate rounded down. It was around this time I made my decision. It was completely solidified after I found Layla teaching Emily how to inject insulin at 2 in the morning while the parents were out at a gala. By this point, I had collected dozens of recordings of Megan and Jeff practically admitting to their neglect. Everything from them drunkenly telling me to get Layla to handle medical emergencies over phone, to admitting to not really caring if Jason's bleeding or not. I filed the report with CPS the next day. I was babysitting, and when the parents came home, I stalled them just long enough for the social worker to show up. She rang the doorbell, and she did it basically right on time, because Layla was